Well, Tim, your chances of becoming a millionaire from a non-Panda product just took a hit.
Yeah.
Right before we aired, we get word that out of Bowman, Drew Jones, the 1-of-1 auto, was just pulled.
Yeah, he spells his name wrong anyway.
So, sorry.
Yeah, you know, life's full of disappointments, then you die.
There's an Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Someone call for a doctor?
Always entertaining, accidentally informative. We are bringing nostalgia and camaraderie to the hobby. That's Tim. I'm Chad. This is Pack to the Future Podcast Season 2. You can find us everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and our website, pttfpodcast.com. Tim, this episode 12, we are talking about Fanatics and Fanatics distribution of cards.
Ooh, okay.
It's a heavy hitter.
I think so.
You know, we figured that last week's show was interesting. We tried something a little different for us where we actually talked about information and tried to be educational a little bit. Not up our alley in the slightest. And we decided to follow it up with more information. I let you double down. You are true to your gambling form. Yep. We are doubling down on this.
No, exactly. If I'm going down in flames, I'm just going to add fuel to the fire.
I like that. I like it a lot. Most people wouldn't double down on like a 16, but you're not afraid.
I've done it when you know the 5's coming.
I don't know why that doesn't surprise me. So we have a special guest, Crave Collectibles, local card shop. We wanted to get their perspective perhaps on what's going on with Fanatics and what they see is happening. So we will have them on for the second half of the show to answer some of those questions, to perhaps give some insight, where at least I will admit that I am clueless on this topic. But Tim, unlike you, I'll at least bring on a source to talk about it for me.
God.
No, all kidding aside, Tim, you definitely bring the knowledge when it comes to this standpoint. You found a very interesting thread about Steel City and some of their distribution. So we'll kind of hint at that and get into that in a bit. But of course, before we begin there, weekly updates, Tim. And I've got a few to start out with. If you don't mind, I'll probably take this and go.
Go for it. We need music for this, huh?
We do. You going to add it right now?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I like it. So I've got a few things. Guys, first of all, Tim, you gave a list last week of top 10 big men. I've got a top 3 list for listeners who gave us some feedback about the show last week, particularly that negative criticism.
We love that.
These are 3 statements, 3 questions. I don't even know what they were. First of all,
retaliations.
Who do you think you are?
Exactly. We don't even know your real name. Or do we? I probably got that wrong, too.
Actually, I don't know because I didn't have that information.
We're firing our intern.
Tim, second of all, go yourself.
I agree. It's completely uncalled for. We're just trying to entertain you guys. Come on.
And point number 3 here. There is only one guy currently on this show who can make fun of Tim, and it's me.
That's fair.
There used to be another guy, but he quit the show.
He was pretty good at it, too.
I'm trying to fill those shoes.
Yeah, they're big shoes.
So there's my top 3 list. Good thing we had more to cover for this show because that only lasted about 30 seconds.
Hey, I know how that feels.
Yeah, it's not the last or first time I've heard that either. Tim, I am going to be in Northern California, Sacramento-ish area, expanding up into wine country in a couple weeks. I did this last year.
You did, and it goes so well every time.
Well, that's where I got my Panini Preferred dual patch booklet, LeBron Steph Curry. One of the few cards that I own that didn't go down in the last year, right, with the market.
Might have actually gone up.
It may have.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring this up is I want to ask the listeners if there are any card shops, in that area. I'm going to be flying into Sacramento, going all the way up to Sonoma, and then back down to Jackson. I'm going to be staying in a haunted VRBO for a few days.
Of course you are.
But any card shops in that area that I should go check out, please please let us know. Instagram's the best way to get a hold of us. Pack to the Future podcast through there. Would love to hear would love to check out some shops to be able to report back on. Okay. Lastly, Tim, I have a PSA grade to reveal right now.
What?
I didn't even tell you that I'd sent this card in.
No, you didn't.
So a 2012 Russell Wilson Prism silver autograph. So his rookie year.
Okay.
This card I purchased just about a year ago. I think I mentioned it for, this will make everyone cringe. I purchased this card for about $3,000. Y'all hear that? $3,000 for Russell Wilson. BGS 959. A 9 auto, Tim. $3,000. Probably the most amount of money I've ever spent on a card. It's been sitting up at PWCC for the last 6 months, and ultimately I decided, I can't sell it right now.
No.
Right? I mean, it's not going to go down any lower.
Not going to be able to sell it during the season either.
But also, like, Russell Wilson didn't really inspire a whole lot of confidence in me for the upcoming season. So here's my thought.
Okay.
I sent this over to PSA. The 9 auto grade kills the value of that card.
Yeah, if it had been a new BGS slab, I think they're doing away with all of the slips that are not 10s. So like on the front of the card, where they have the little auto cutout.
Yeah.
If it's not a 10, they just don't even put it on there because nobody wants to see it.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
They don't know what they're doing.
No, they don't.
Go listen to Kyle's Wax Museum podcast. He's been chronicling some of the stuff with BGS and what they're trying to do and make up for it. It is pretty fantastic. So I thought to myself, all right, well, besides the fact that BGS is bringing down the value of the card, of course, Russell Wilson's bringing down the value of the card for whatever he's doing.
Single-handedly.
And I thought perhaps if this card could grade a 9 or a 10 with PSA, maybe I can get a little extra value out of it.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Now, I think I had 2, maybe 3 9.5s and a 10 on the BGS. The card looked really quite good.
Okay.
That there's not a chance in hell this card's going to be a 10.
Oh, no way.
I mean, it's got to be like 1%.
Did you crack it out of the slab at least?
No.
Oh.
I sent it to them. Was that on me? Should I have let you? Tim, the last time you cracked something, a shard of the plastic flew into your eye.
Yeah, that's probably why I can't see out of my left eye right now.
That's why we had to stop season 1, truth be told. Yeah, shard of plastic BGS slab sticking out of your eye, for hell's sake. So, okay, I digress. I sent this card in just like 2 weeks ago, and the grade's already back.
That's pretty good.
I haven't seen it.
What level did you send it on?
Just whatever. I think it was like $50 or $75. I forget what level it was.
Yeah.
I just paid them some money. I'm like, please give me a better grade. It's going to be a 9.
Okay. Would you just shut up and show the card?
I don't have the card.
Oh,
I told you we're doing a grade review.
Okay.
All right, you ready? I've got the PSA website sold up. I think it's this one here.
And?
I got to click a button. Oh, boy. Okay, wait. So perhaps under this orders site here.
Good job, Chad.
Thank God we aren't on radio where just silence would be rough.
Oh, no, that'd be great. Ready?
I don't know, man. Oh, get out of here.
What?
I put a min grade 9, and it didn't even hit the minimum grade. This was 9.5, 9.5, 9.5, 10. I did not see, of course it was still in the case. I did not see any blemishes on the edges or on the corners. Of course, the surface is a little dicey. I will tell you that the centering was good because you can tell on those 2012 prisms because they've got those little dots on the side. Of course it's min grade. When have I ever had a good experience sending something in like this to PSA? Ever. Like, this is my own damn fault for doing this.
I've given this some thought, and I've always seen the min gems with 9 centering on BGS, and I feel like maybe that's how you go.
I put the minimum grade as a 9.
But
I thought that it would come back at least a 9.
Oh, yeah, because this was a gem plus, or like a 10 by the new standards.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, the old min grade. Glad they could take my money for that. No wonder it came back so quick. They picked it up. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Stuffed the money in the pocket and shipped it on down the line.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
So that's my week.
So now it's coming back raw.
No, it's coming back in the slab.
Oh.
Because I didn't crack it.
Well, I can crack it out for you, and then we send it back in.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Tim, do you have some better news for our listener world out there? Please.
Please.
After what I just did.
I bought some retail again.
You're an idiot. You are an idiot. Why?
I'm just so
Why did you do that? I saw the box that's sitting here. I'm like, oh, like you got this through a Raz or you got something. You didn't tell me that it was that you just went and got it at Target.
I'm so stubborn.
What are you doing?
It was on the website as I was refreshing.
Don't tell me it's this Monopoly garbage. It's not Monopoly, is it? Tim? Tim? No, it's not. Is it?
It's not.
Oh, thank God.
Does that box say Monopoly on it? Come on.
I don't even know what it says. There's colors and flashes, and I can't keep up.
You know how bad this year's rookie class is? It's so bad that they have to put Steph Curry on the box. They can't even like put any of the incoming class.
Well, thank goodness you bought it. Mega box.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
We'll see.
That's great.
But
you do have something underneath it.
Yeah, Razwin.
Nice.
Nice. WWE.
I like it. Prism. That's probably
Second
an important part.
Yeah. So probably not as valuable or as hyped as last year was, but gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, people are still loving it. The cards are selling for quite a bit of money. I've seen a lot of these on Twitter pop up. They look really good. I think that the photos, they did a great job. At least the Undertaker was improved from photo from last year where you could barely see him.
Yeah.
And Tim, you mentioned this to me. We are going to open this. You are going to open this off the air.
Yeah.
But we're going to put it on our YouTube channel.
That is the
Back
plan.
to the Future podcast.
Exactly.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. When I hit a black prism, it's going to be great.
It is going to be great. When you hit a black prism, we're climbing up onto the roof of your complex.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw you off into a car.
That sounds great.
Just to celebrate.
As long as there's a table underneath to catch me.
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, that's a good week. I will add this to your week. No more than 2 hours ago, ladies and gentlemen.
That was about 6 p.m. Mountain Standard.
You send 6:18 to be exact.
Oh.
You send me a photo of what appears to be Topps Dynasty Ichiro. Oh, numbered to 10.
Okay.
This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 color patch.
Oof.
On card auto.
Pretty
Great
fantastic.
looking card. You just send it to me.
Yeah.
And you said, oh, hi there. I respond, yeah, what about it? Tim, a little Raz W just now. Oh, wait, aren't you at work? Maybe. Come on, man. What are you doing?
I'm just letting the world know that sometimes doctors run a little behind because they have some other things they might be doing in between patients.
You are giving honest, hardworking people like me a bad name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But your life's more exciting for it than mine. I've got nothing to show for it.
Well, to be
I've
fair,
got a min grade to show for it.
See? I had a much better week.
Oh, boy. All right, Tim. Well, do you have anything else for a weekly update before we move on to the main event?
Nah, that's it.
All right. Well, guys, before we move on, let us again go on and tell you about our affiliate link through eBay, which can be found on our website, pttfpodcast.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be able to help out the show, you could always just send us all of your best cards, best whiskeys. You just send us cash. You can send us that in the mail. But also a free way for you to do this is through that eBay affiliate link. You thinking you're going to go buy yourself a card, do a little feckin' on Saturday? Go to our website, click on the link, shop as planned. There is no cost to you. It takes you 10 seconds or less. And you can maybe help Tim stop razzing in between patients. All right, so on to our main event now, Tim.
Woo.
You found out some pretty interesting, maybe Fanatics news. I don't know if I want to call it news, but something that popped up through one of your dark alley websites. Do you look at these websites through your main home computer, like where your girlfriend can see it, or you got to go rogue before you pull up some of this stuff?
I like VPN to Afghanistan,
Yeah,
and then I pull these up.
That makes a whole lot of sense. Well, Tim, tell the people what you found.
Yeah, I'm part of a Topps Dynasty collectors group, and frequently, because of the razzes that they do for the cards that have, come and gone in the past. But one of the guys in the group by the name of Eric posted, has Topps/Fanatics cut off Steel City on some new releases? Been waiting for a notification for a while now and nothing. Anyone else noticed this? And this is in reference to this year's release of Topps Dynasty. This was back on April 20th. So Eric had pre-ordered through Steel City and was still waiting for his box to come and had gotten 0 notifications that it was en route. So he posted the question and he got some responses. Most of it was speculation initially. So a guy by the name of Jose was saying, I've read the day of release that they didn't receive their quote-unquote pre-ordered products and that they were waiting for them to send them. It's a possibility. And then there's further speculation by Eric, the original poster, and he says that Topps had them at about $850 a box, I believe. And then now I'm seeing some people say that the market is at $1,150, and that's about right. Like, at least $1,000 a box now is the cheapest you can get them, basically.
Okay.
So it goes on. Some guy tags somebody by the name of JD, who has quote-unquote first-hand knowledge. Ooh. And what sounds he has, juicy. Yeah, exactly, is an email from Sean with Steel City Collectibles. Is it okay if I just read it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, okay. So first, my name is Sean Bennett, and I'm one of the owners of Steel City. We have bought direct from Topps now since the company's inception in 2002, and I have never seen anything like this. I do not know what is going on with their shipping department on this item. We have been invoiced for the product, but the product has yet to arrive. Nor have we received tracking from Topps, despite a daily effort to get that tracking. We will continue to push to get the product. If we have to buy it on the open market to fill your order, we will, while we wait for Topps to get us a tracking number. We will continue to keep you posted. Thank you for your business, and my apologies for the inconvenience here, but I am here to assure you we are working hard to get it so that we can get there, so that we can ship it to our customers that purchased from them.
Okay. Interesting. Never seen anything like it before.
No.
It's an email of note.
Exactly. And so apparently people still have not gotten their pre-orders. I haven't heard if they were just flat out canceled or not. And then also anybody who had pre-ordered Bowman from them has also not received their orders, which is interesting because of all the hype around Drew Jones.
Right. Which we talked about to lead off the show.
Exactly.
So some people are getting these boxes then, just not from Steel City.
Not from Steel City, who normally would be able to fulfill these types of pre-orders, but the speculation is that they've been cut off.
Define that. Dumb it down. So like for someone like me, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so that Topps has basically decided to not supply Steel City with their normal allotment and allocations.
Why?
The thought and the speculation then is that Topps is looking to be the ones that are able to sell direct to shops and consumers. Hence the profit, would then go to them instead.
Right. Which kind of makes sense.
Of course.
Right? It's different from what we're used to.
Of course.
But that kind of makes sense. And so, Tim, fantastic recap of that.
Thanks.
I'm glad your computer didn't explode after you read the message.
It almost did.
But that's also why we thought with this segment is, hey, let's bring on someone, and kind of get their opinion. And so who we're going to bring on now is Bailey Claunch, who is the owner of Crave Collectibles here in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Can be found on Whatnot, where you will find breaks and everything that you need in that world. Bailey, welcome onto the show. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me on, man. And actually that story, it kind of relates to GTS right now. So GTS is still fulfilling their last bit of orders through Topps at the beginning of this year. And so they're in the same boat. So they'll get invoiced for something. I mean, this is per distributor. Really, I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this or not, but we're going to. So all their orders are being delayed for things that are supposed to be coming on release day. So like Bowman retail, I mean, we'll get blasters and the retail boxes, of course, but we don't know if those will be on time. Stadium Club retail, it's more retail products than the hobby products with these, but like Stadium Club, it didn't come in when it was supposed to. So it's actually similar instances happening even with GTS. So maybe their theory is accurate.
And for those who are listening who are not familiar, GTS is the largest distributor of products on the secondary market, I guess.
Which were also by Topps.
Exactly. And a lot of breakers rely on GTS for these allocations. And they were the go-tos, as far as I know, for a lot of people in the hobby.
Yeah, for us, I mean, our biggest Topps allocation was through GTS.
Yeah.
And when you lose that, then you find secondary ways to get products. So, yeah, it was a big thing. But now I think Topps is going to do justice with that. They are going to go direct to hobby shops. They also, at the Topps Industry Summit, I heard that they introduced what they're going to do with breaker allocation and shop allocation. So if you break and you have a shop, they'll actually, if you're big enough, they'll allocate you for both. So you'll be allocated for your shop so you can split inventory, and you also have a breaker allocation. That is something that was discussed at the Topps Summit, I believe. And so that could be very good for shops as well and people like us.
That seems really positive, and I do know, and I have noticed that a lot of card shops now have a dedicated breaker or breaks that they're doing, whether that's on Whatnot, like you guys are at Crave Collect and Crave Collect TCG, or any of the streaming services. And so I've noticed that a lot, and it just almost seems necessary to supplement your shop income and sustainability in the hobby, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're not online, you're missing out on a whole nother market.
Yeah.
Is there any downside, Bailey, that you can see to this as an owner of an LCS?
I mean, obviously the unknowns are kind of stressful. And if you don't have direct currently, I mean, they're actually onboarding quite a few shops, like periodically, I think like every 1 to 2 months. I think every 2 months they're onboarding new shops right now. And so they are actively like trying to get on people for allocation. But like if we just had GTS and just had Southern Hobby, which is another distributor right now, then we could be in rough shape, you know, like because those people that are with GTS, and if they end up cutting off Southern Hobby and you're not direct, well, then you have no way to get these allocated products. So you're buying just like anybody else, and then you're having to mark it up for the everyday consumer. Well, that's not good for business in general, because then you have higher prices and they can even buy it for online. I mean, it's great for instant gratification still for customers to come into the shop and to be able to get the products they want instantly, but they're going to have to pay more because you can't get that allocation if you're a shop that's not direct, which is one negative thing. But I do think if they can onboard fast enough to go direct for all these stores that are with these other distributors, it could be a positive.
That sounds like it would greatly simplify things, and it also cut out the doubt as far as like how much you're going to actually receive in product, right? Because it's my understanding that, you know, with GTS and Southern, they'll be like, oh, okay, here's your allocation. And then depending on the release, you know, if it's like, I mean, the conspiracy is that if it's really profitable, they'll purposely hold back product, right? And be like, oh, okay, you know. I mean,
yeah, there's releases where we'll get allocated 2 or 3 boxes because it's a high profit item. And that's another reason I think that maybe GTS did get cut off, because they were holding back too. I mean, I'll speak highly on Southern. We just started with them recently, maybe 4 to 6 months ago. And even on their restocks, they're very, very good price for a hobby shop. Like they're still worked in margins, whereas GTS, really, when you're reordering, we're paying over market just to reorder so that we can get allocated product. Then a good product comes out and you don't even get the product that you expected. So it's, I mean, with Southern, their allocation numbers, I mean, honestly, for us have been better. Like we've gotten more allocation from Southern in the first 6 months than we've gotten from GTS in a year and a half. I mean, it's really crazy, and that might be one reason that Topps stepped away from GTS. In all honesty, now with TCG, it's a totally different ballgame. TCG were well taken care of with GTS, but the sports side of things is just a mess.
Man. Yeah, so I mean that sounds like an overall net positive for local card shops that can onboard with them. Sounds like it will take time though, and it'll be interesting to see, which direction this moves, right? Because as a consumer, you have the option of going to a card shop, and if the prices are, still sustainable for the card shop and at reasonable levels, and no different than what you could order online, or maybe even better still, then that's a win, right, for card shop owners.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else that you see from like the card shop side that's coming up in the hobby that we should kind of brace for as hobbyists?
I mean, big product releases, like if that's anything that you're interested in, I mean, the Lorcana release in September should be massive. I mean, are y'all familiar with that product?
Are you, Tim? I'm not.
Not specifically. Is that the Disney one?
Product is introduced. It's a totally new card game that Disney is bringing out.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of hype around this product, and it's supposed to be massive. They also selected certain distributors to distribute that product, and GTS was not one of them.
Jeez.
So, I mean, there's a lot of, not good things going on with GTS right now. I mean, Southern was selected as one of those distributors, which was great since we are with them as well, But yeah, I mean, that's another huge release that's going to just go crazy.
Wow.
So,
yeah, this is Disney's year, it sounds like, huh?
It is. We just pulled a Steamboat Willie the other day. It came out of the Japanese Weiss Schwartz product, and it was the Disney 100. The Steamboat Willie, it's been selling for around $10,000 to $12,000. Hit rate about 1 in 10 cases. So
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw your poll on social media. That's impressive, and that's a good-looking card.
Yeah, that's probably top 5 cards we've ever pulled in the shop. And it came out of a Japanese Weiss Schwartz Disney box.
Wow.
So
go figure.
Pretty
right?
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Well, that's pretty good insight there, Tim. Anything else you have thoughts on distribution? That's some great insight. I think the writing might be on the wall from one of these distributors, as it sounds, but yeah.
Certainly seems that way. I mean, I'm just excited to see what happens this year. I mean,
change can be scary, but change can be opportunity for better enjoyment of this hobby.
Right, because people have been apprehensive about Fanatics acquiring Topps and kind of walking around on tiptoes and eggshells or whatever you want to call it as far as what the shakeout might be. But it sounds like they're trying to make some positive changes. I know card shop owners.
It is scary. It is scary. I mean, because, you sign a lease for 3 years or 5 years, and then somebody takes over and you have no idea what's to come.
Yeah.
I mean, really, because with them getting the licensing changes and everything, I mean, they could change the whole game.
Right.
Oh, one other good thing right now that's going on is, like, from the auction houses, I don't know how much you guys like PWCC, but I mean, with their weekly auctions, they really, like with their breakers straight to market, it's really a good thing, I think, for liquidity in the market, for breakers and for buyers, because as we're partnered with PWCC now, and we can take in a card, or even customers that want to come in the shop, it doesn't have to be from a break necessarily, but the customer can hit a card in a break or bring a card in the shop. We send it to PWCC, and PWCC pays straight out to their account. Well, it's going on a $1 auction. You have to do no work. You don't have to ship the card. Basically, you're just losing that buyer premium, which sometimes on PWCC, the stuff's going higher than eBay anyways.
Yeah.
So really for quick cash liquidity for customers to buy cards, sell them, and then turn it right back into the market, I think what PWCC is doing is great. And I think Golden's stepping into that as well right now with their weekly auctions. But PWCC really has a good finger on that, I think. So
that's pretty cool too. Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit, we talked just before we came on the air about your shop. Your shop's got a new location, probably will put our debt collectively even more in the hole because you are right by both of our homes. But tell us a little bit about your move and anything associated with Crave Collectibles that you want the listeners to know.
Yeah, for sure, guys. So we are moving. We're moving over towards Fort Union Boulevard. So it'll be right off the 700 East, Fort Union Boulevard. So right near Hillcrest High School for anyone that's familiar with that area. We're moving into a 2,200 square foot shop. We're going to start hosting trade nights, hopefully bi-weekly. We'll have game nights for playing Magic, Pokemon. Hopefully we'll be able to introduce other games such as like One Piece, maybe even Dungeons and Dragons, depending on space. All the showcases will triple the showcase counts. All the showcases will be full of singles and slabs that you can choose from. All the walls will be full of sealed products. It'll be a good experience. Streaming capabilities will be much better there. So overall, it's going to be a great experience for the collector, and we're always there for the people. So we're going to try to do things to really grow a community. We're also going to try to do in-house breaks to really bring people together, maybe on a big game night for football, basketball, something. We'll bring the people in, we'll have food, and we'll do breaks there in the house to really build a community there.
Tim, you're so screwed.
I am. I know.
Everything he just said's right up your alley.
Just so bad. But it's good, though. I get bored off my butt sometimes. And just to be able to wander through those showcases or boxes and, rip some stuff, watch people ripping some stuff, just, that's what this whole hobby is about. And to be able to support a local business, doesn't get much easier.
When do the doors open on the new shop? When can people look forward to this?
So our opening, our grand opening, we're hoping is May 13th.
That's coming up.
That's the plan right now. So actually just like 2 weeks away, 2 weeks from Saturday.
And I still remember those giant cheese pizzas that you guys had when you opened up your first location.
Yeah, maybe we'll do the same ones for the new shop.
Yes.
Just more towels so that we don't get grease all over all the cards in the display cases.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Tim, we may have to make an appearance there as I have a stroke again live on the air. For opening day. That sounds super exciting. Before we close out, though, Bailey, tell our listeners where they can find you, aside from the physical store location.
Yeah, so we're cravecollect.com, and as the days go, we're adding more and more to the website, trying to keep it as up-to-date as possible. We're on eBay at Crave Collect. We do a lot of nicer singles, 20 all the way up to a few $1,000s on there. Also, Whatnot, Crave Collect TCG. So, we try to have a pretty decent presence, and we'll also extend streaming capabilities possibly to Instagram and maybe even Drip as well. So,
sounds like you got your bases covered. So, look for these guys, okay?
Well, thank you very much, Bailey. We appreciate you coming on the show.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. We'll see you in person soon.
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Bailey.
All right. See you.
Well, Chad, I think that was a fun show.
That was a good show.
Yeah. Hopefully informative. Some speculation about the market. This is Tim signing off, the Degenerate Razzer.